question from a Instagram follower about what I think about Chipotle stock because I've talked about it in the past. Just for full disclosure, I do not own any Chipotle stock. Now, do I eat Chipotle grill? Well, I come and go on my streaks. Right now, I'm fading out of it, but there have been times I've ate it twice a day and 3 or 4 days in a row. I mean, it's something I can get for lunch every day. I don't think it's the greatest food in the world, but for something that's like convenient on the go and it's not a hamburger through a drive-through window, yeah, I eat a lot of Chipotle grill. Um, I watched this one quite a bit over the years. I While I believe most asset classes are in a bubble right now, I just don't know if this is the new normal and we set a new trend line from here. Like we will set a whole new mean. Or if you look at where we're at right here, COVID hits. It took that dip there, and I look at that trajectory line, and I'm thinking that you might have been like you know here maybe, even if it picked up a little bit. I don't know, $1,200 ish, something like that. And what I see when I draw those lines right now, and why I just kind of take that mean and draw it across, and I'm not a big technical analysis and this and that and charts and lines. I'm just saying I look at trajectories, especially when nothing was there to substantially change a trajectory, such as they come up with a new store concept. They launched 5 new products, a new menu, a new app, like all this shit. And nothing substantial changed, and I kind of look at this like trajectory and say, minus any big issues or changes in the market, this is roughly where we should be. So when I do that, I draw the line across on any stock right now, and everything that's above it is the equivalent of foam on top of a beer. And my thought of what all that foam is the trillions of dollars that we pumped into the economy through everywhere, through the PPP to businesses that trickle down, all the unemployment, and us not paying rent and school loans and mortgages, all this free cash floating around. It ended up in the system that had people eating out more, eating out often, eating out all the time, um, buying and over consuming retail goods, CPG, cars, RVs, boats, the money we weren't spending on like airplane travel and resorts. We stayed at home, we ate out more, we bought more shit. That's the beer foam to me. And when that beer foam goes away, that's where I kind of feel like, well, maybe this thing's realistically $1,200. Still seems high for Chipotle grill, but I'm not following it with great detail at the moment. Um, I know people ask me because I'm a Chipotle fan, but I will say that I am slowly not as big of a fan. Most of the time lately, and I've hit 1, 2, 3 different Chipotle grills. The chicken's like murdered. They have just cooked the shit out of this chicken. And when you overcook chicken, not only does it get dry, it starts to take on this weird taste. It reminds me of like when you deep fry a turkey for too long. It gets a weird grease. I can't explain it. I don't like it. And I have to keep ordering double chicken even when I don't want double chicken because I feel like the portion sizes have gotten smaller. I don't think it's intentional. I think there's a worker shortage and they're struggling. But there's just things that are irritating me. You spend that much money on, a double chicken burrito on a pop, and I forget what the price is, but it's enough money to make you look at it and go, did I get my money's worth right now? But I think they're also reluctant to go raise prices because that's going to scare people away. So I don't know. Who knows if that's intentional or not intentional? I just feel like my food's smaller, it's overcooked, and I can't tell you. I can. What's a good way to explain it? The way I order my burrito, when it's done right, there's not a tremendous amount of overlap on the tortilla. And when I get it now, it reminds me of like those dogs that have all the extra skin on their face. There's so much extra tortilla because the burrito's smaller, and you bite into it and it's got all this extra just tortilla bread, and it screws up your proportions, and it sucks. So I tear off like this big sheet of extra tortilla every time I get a burrito now. I'm like, God damn, did the thing shrink that much? And maybe it's just me. Maybe they're using bigger tortillas, and I don't know. But like I noticed, like that's one thing that I know for sure because it's a pet peeve of mine. Even when I make homemade burritos, I hate all that extra tortilla that's like wrapped, like bundled up, and that's been happening since the pandemic. So I know people are struggling, but shit, you want it done right. So yeah, I got this burrito. It's smaller. The chicken's dry. It's overcooked. The burrito half the time's not even rolled right, and I don't know how you don't roll the burrito right, but you open it up and the thing just falls apart. If it is rolled right, then it's got a whole bunch of extra bread on it. Chipotle grill, if you're listening, I'm someone that ate. There's definitely times I ate at your restaurant 7 times in a week. And that may not have been every single day, but it's definitely twice a day. Many times I've eaten it for lunch and dinner. But it's just like you can tell there's like not a lot of care going into making it. When I say care, I'm just saying paying attention. How much cheese are you putting on? How much sour cream are you putting on? There's one time I'll get sour cream where the burrito's like all sour cream, and the next time it looks like they put no sour cream. It's those inconsistencies that drive you insane. So I've been eating it less and less. So I don't know. Like, is this the peak? Do you see where you see like the apex right there? Is you start to see a curvature? Does this thing flatten out, or is this the top of the curve and is this stock going down from here? I don't know. I'm concerned that on this one on the long, like how much higher does this go? What has Chipotle done to go from 500 in January of 19 up to almost 2,000 where we're at now? I'll have to look and see what the store, how much store growth they have, how much revenue per store. Let's see what's going on. But I don't know. I'm iffy on all stocks right now. I just feel like everything's overpriced. And as the evictions start, the school loans they got to start getting paid back in January. The unemployment, the fat unemployment, anyway, is coming to an end. Unless the government sticks their dirty paws back in the mix and try to do more stimulus, the market might be in for some turmoil here. I just don't know what makes Chipotle a $2,000 stock right now. They were always treated like a tech stock, but this one comes up often because I talk about tacos nonstop on my Instagram. Like, I eat tacos all the time. If they're not Chipotle grill, I'm making tacos. I'm at a taco truck. I'm on a first name basis with a taco truck. Yeah, I like tacos. So I sell shirts with tacos on them. That's man. Not I'm going to get some tacos. I don't know. Tell you though, if you plan on investing in this one, who knows? I would proceed with caution on all stocks, and then the flip side of it, who knows? This thing could just rocket up for 6 more months, and nobody knows right now. You talk to really savvy investors, they're just riding the wave. They don't know why. They don't care. Shit's been going up for 6, 8 months. No one really cares why when it goes up. They just want it to go up and they want to ride it. Is some money to be made shorting it? I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. The thing is, it's going to crash at some point. Not Chipotle. Everything as a whole. If things are overpriced and we are in a bubble, sooner or later everything crashes. We just don't know if it's 6 months, 12 months, or 5 years from now. And it's one of those things where when you're trying to short, being early is the same as being wrong. And if you're sitting around trying to time the market, that shit never works out too good. One thing I do like about Chipotle, I have seen they did open up a new location in close to a current location, but it's a busy area. But they're doing the Chipotle lanes, and I'll give them credit for that one. I think drive-throughs rule the world, especially in the Midwest, where we have crappy weather. 5, 6 months of winter, rain, wind, cold. People that have families, they don't want to take their kids out of the car to go inside and get food. Chipotle lane's brilliant. Obviously more money because you got to find a standalone building and or an end cap to put a drive-through window on. That's all more expensive, but for the kind of revenue they do per store, probably not an issue. Maybe less growth opportunities if you got to find individual stores, but I don't know. Are they getting that much more revenue because they're opening up drive-through windows? Shit, I don't know. But if there's something positive I have to say is drive-through windows rule. You learned that during COVID, doing curbside. No one wanted to go in. Every drive-through window in my town was packed all the time for the last 18 months. So one positive, but that's all I got for Chipotle Grill. I am going to eat tacos tonight, but I don't think it's going to be Chipotle Grill until they get their shit together. which is probably not going to happen until the worker shortage. I mean, I don't think it's like Chipotle Grill. They got really good training, from what I understand. Everyone's just hurting right now with the labor shortage, and the problem is I just don't want to spend like $13 to get a burrito that I don't like. Um, yeah, I'll just make it at home, I guess. We'll see. If you got a stock you want me to talk about or a news article, something, drop me a link on my Instagram at JamesPhillip313. Try to get you featured on the show. Until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.